is up? Welcome to Dark Ride Dracula. On this episode, a viewer submitted request to rank the Halloween films. Tough, because I love Halloween. It's my favorite horror movie of all time, so I think you know where that's going to be on the list. But I said, you know what? So many people have done it. Let's give it a shot. You guys wanted us to do it, so we're going to go for it. At number 13, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
H2. What the...
Yeah. I can remember me and my guitar player at the time going to the movie theater to see this because we liked the first Rob Zombie. When we went to see this one, both me and him were like, oh god, this movie's garbage. What even is this? And we left halfway through the movie, and it took me a couple of years to revisit it. And when I did, I still hated it. I was like, I got all the way through, and I was like, this is horrible. No, it's so far removed from what Michael Myers and Halloween. It didn't give you that Halloween feeling. It was terrible. Crap movie. Not good at all. That's all the way down the bottom. Number 13, number 12. Number 12 on the list, the most recent one, Halloween Ends.
What the hell? I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis said in an interview that, the fans are going to hate it, and she was right. Because, the whole thing that's been the running theme with Halloween movies is you can't kill the boogeyman.
Yeah.
And, the fact that even though
I wanted Laurie to die in that movie.
Yeah, I did too. I'm tired of her character, to be honest with you. And it's like, I loved her, in 1 and 2, and then just at this point, I'm like, oh my god, just
stop.
Go already.
Stop. Yeah.
And I was really hoping at the end that he would have, at the very last second before they tossed him in, he just grabbed her ankle and dragged her in, but... Lo and behold, I didn't get my wish, so it sucked.
I don't know what happened. That movie just...
He's got a sidekick. He's lethargic.
Yeah, it's like an old man, and he's just not... He's barely in it. It just sucked. Yeah, that was a terrible movie. And I was really excited for that. I was looking forward to it. And what a letdown.
I wanted to be the minority and love it, and no, it sucked.
No good. Halloween Ends at number 12. Brings to number 11. At number 11, this one, I never understood this movie. I never got this movie. It just, the whole weird element of it. And that's Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers. That one, no, they did trying to inject the supernatural element with the runes and the...
There's already an underlying supernatural tone to the fact that, anything can happen to him and he survives.
Just
you
like
don't need
that he's
to complicate
the boogeyman and it needs no explanation.
Simplicity is so important in horror, and it was totally lost on this one.
Yeah. Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers, number 11. Brings to number 10. At number 10, Halloween Kills.
Ironically titled because the kills were the only good part of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, that one was better than Ends, but the whole evil dies
he
tonight
still was,
thing.
On fire, though. He still was a bad MF in this movie.
Yeah.
And he just, but it just didn't make any sense, and, the whole, town coming together, evil dies tonight, evil dies tonight. I know. And it's like, no, you can't kill it.
After a while, it was too much of that.
It's like, just shut up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There was a lot of just...
Nah, bro.
Number 9. At number 9, Halloween Resurrection. This one right here, I mean, that one, that one's a product of its time. Exactly. That one gets a lot of hate, I know, because of the whole,
it's still worth a watch.
Busta Rhymes element and stuff, and just
it's worth a watch once.
It's not as bad as, I mean, it's not great. I'm not saying that at all. But
it's entertaining.
And it's a product of its time with the reality TV show and the
it
whole
made
thing.
Sense for when it was made.
Yeah, it did.
It's just not great.
I don't mind it. It's goofy. It's almost like a fan film, but
kind of funny.
I don't know. I mean, it is kind of funny, and it's like, I don't know. It's like a lighthearted Halloween. Yeah. So, Resurrection at number 9. Number 8, Halloween 3, Season of the Witch.
The Mireless Halloween.
The Mireless Halloween, yeah. That one, I love the masks.
Yes.
And I love the song. I love the idea. I mean, that one's got a lot of great...
Got a great concept.
Halloween scenery. Yeah. The environment I like a lot. I like the... But the storyline's a little too... I don't know. It's a little too body snatcherish.
Yeah.
Something about it just...
He should, I mean, I understand that, the Halloween franchise was never meant to be exclusively Myers when he first came up with the whole idea for it. I mean, obviously he was in the second one, so by the time the third installment rolled around, they wanted Myers, and this wasn't going to fly. But I think if it was like a John Carpenter standalone film, it would have been... Yeah, if it was just Season of the Witch, it would have been a lot better received. But at the same time, it's like, Carpenter is very
it's like
capable.
Season of the Witch, and it's like, who's the witch though?
There's
You know
there's
what I
a
mean?
witch costume.
Yeah, there's a witch costume, but it's not any more prominent than the skull of the pumpkin. So it's like, it's more about this like.
Yeah,
you
the
know
title,
what I mean?
the
Like,
title's
it's
what
just-
hurts that film more than anything.
It's just, I don't know. It's not a bad movie. I like Halloween 3. It just, I don't know. The other ones are better.
Great count.
Halloween 3, number 8. Number 7 is Halloween 5. The Revenge of Michael Myers. This one, the second Danielle Harris one.
Yes. It was alright.
It's not bad.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
It's not bad.
It's in the middle of the list. What do you expect?
I like Halloween 5. It's not bad.
Not bad.
Number 6. Number 6 is Rob Zombie's Halloween. The
That
first
one I enjoyed.
He's vicious in that movie.
Yeah, he, and I kind of like a lot of people don't like that he told a little bit too much of Myers' backstory, and I get that he really Rob Zombied it, for lack of a term in general, but it's, it made sense, he made it his own, and I'm usually
it's a dark, gritty, vicious, I mean, he's a vicious Michael Myers in that movie.
He's
like
vicious
very
as
dark,
hell.
very gritty.
Yeah.
You you're a big fan of, exploitation films, grindhouse stuff, so it's going to make sense that's, you would connect to that. I love that stuff, too, so it's like, it makes sense if you're a fan of that kind of, genre of stuff. It fit in perfectly.
It was well made.
It's well made. God of Thunder's in the beginning.
He really, had his Wheaties that morning.
Yeah.
And, I like Rob Zombie
vicious.
at times, and, that's where I like Rob Zombie.
Yeah.
You
He
know.
did well with that one.
He did a good job. I like what he did with it.
And even now, if I put it on, I'm like, this is still a pretty good
I would
movie.
still rewatch it.
You know?
And a good cast.
Yeah. Scout.
Yeah, love Scout,
Yeah.
Danielle. The other girl, Christina, she's a great actress,
But Scout.
We love Scout.
Yeah. Alright, so there you go. Rob Zombie's Halloween at number 6. Number 5, the 2018 reboot. I loved that movie.
That was fun to go see in theaters,
I
too,
loved
on
it.
top of it.
That's
to
a
be
good
able to...
movie.
It really is. And it's very suspenseful, and then, you see him, I love how they build the suspense before you see him, put on the mask.
Yeah.
I loved that.
It's a really good movie.
It really is, and it's exactly how you wanted his return to go.
Yeah.
And it was so good, and it just from start to finish, it was a great film, and it sucks that Kills and Ends just fell so short of that, because that first one was
Started out
great.
great.
And it's it's Blumhouse the whole way through. What happened? Did you fire somebody?
They stuck to the Laurie thing too much.
Yeah.
They didn't incorporate some fresh stuff into it.
No, it's this has to be more about Michael.
Yeah.
Than Laurie. And
Should always
that's
be about
where,
Michael, because that's what people want.
Yeah.
It's what the fans want.
Exactly. And they strayed too far from it, and yeah.
But that one was great. The 2018 reboot
Yes.
at number 5.
Love
Number
that
4, H2O.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, it really was. And I mean, that's another product of its time movie.
Yeah.
But they did it so well that it worked.
Yeah. No, that's a great film. I love H2O. Number 3 is Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers.
Yes.
The first Danielle Harris movie.
Yes.
I loved that one. That one was one of my
Good.
favorite movies when I was a
good.
kid. I watched that over and over. I remember getting a VHS tape of that and just watching that over and over and over.
'Cause it was
I
good?
loved that movie
Yeah.
a lot. I've probably seen that easily just as much as the first Halloween, because I loved it so much. I still love it. When I put it on now, I'm like, this is just a great movie.
It really is.
It's got that great Halloween ambiance, the whole scenery set up, the feel. I love the storyline. I think everything about it's great. I love the way Michael looks in that movie.
It was
It's
a
just-
smart
that's
way
a
to
great
bring
movie.
him back after the backlash of Season of the Witch.
Yeah, they did it right. When they brought him back, they knew what they had to do, and they totally hit it out of the park with that. So that's it. Number 2 is Halloween 2.
Yes. I think you know where the top 2 are going. I
Yeah.
think it's a lot
Halloween
of people
2
have
at
seen
number
top
2. That's what a way to pick up from the first story.
Yeah.
Just
creepy hospitals.
Yeah.
And
which is amazing. Why every horror movie, there's nobody working in the hospital and
No.
crazy stuff's going on. But
I know. It's
I
like you
love
go into
that.
any hospital today, you can look at somebody and like, are you supposed to be here?
yeah,
Like-
there's 1,000 people in hospitals. But for some reason in horror movies, no one's
They're
ever
always
around.
very short-staffed.
Yeah, I love that movie though, Halloween 2. And so that means number 1 is the original Halloween 1978.
Obviously.
It's a masterpiece. It's untouchable. I've seen thousands of horror movies and nothing has ever topped that movie for me. It's my favorite horror film ever.
It changed the game for
I
horror,
just
you
love
know? He played so well off of what an incredible score can do for a film,
Yeah.
but also the absence of the blood and the gore
You didn't
being
need
more terrifying. What you don't see sometimes is scarier than what
There's
you do
more
see.
boobs than blood in that movie.
As there always should be.
It's a fact. Such a great film, though. Great characters. So perfectly well done. I mean, when you put it on, it just completely captures the whole feeling of the Halloween season.
Perfect movie.
And just Michael is just straight terrifying in that movie.
I remember seeing that.
He really is. Like, when they look out the window, you know, and
he's in the street.
I mean, what a scene.
Because, like, everybody, I think, when they're a kid, like, especially, and, like, you look out the window and you just, like, see somebody out there that's, like, it's not even, like, a thing to be worried about, but just because of, like, the atmosphere, it's a little scary. And, like, I'll never forget seeing it for the first time. I was homesick, you know, stayed home from school one October day, and, you know, my mom was looking through, like, what was on TV, saw that first Poltergeist was coming on, and then Halloween, and or vice versa, and I saw those two movies for the first time that day, and it changed everything. Like, I already loved horror, because I'd seen, like, Night of the Living Dead, and a lot of, like, the Universal monsters at that point. But, you know, seeing Halloween and Poltergeist that day really changed things, so.
Yeah.
This movie's always going to be one of the greatest of all time.
That's it. I think when you see it as a kid, too, it just sticks with you for life. Yeah. It's either going to make you a horror kid or not. And for us, that's what it did. And it probably did for lots of you as well. So, that's it. Do you agree with the ranking? You probably don't, but rank yours down the bottom. We want to see where you guys came up with for your list. And that's going to do it for us here on this episode. You know, send in your suggestions. Maybe we'll rank something else. Maybe Nightmare on Elm Street. Maybe Friday the 13th. We'll see. Stay tuned here for more episodes here on Dark Ride Dracula.